Hey cuties, PeachY here. Welcome back to a new video, and in this video we're going to go over all the little Easter eggs and references found in the new Skulltimate Secrets line that you may have missed. Skulltimate Secrets dolls have come out early thanks to Walmart store. They had an early release online and sold out in mere hours, and everyone who already received their order has posted pictures and pictures on social media. Now, going over the in-depth breakdown of every ghoul in my last video, I noticed a couple of Easter eggs and references that I thought would be worthy to make a whole video about. So here we go. First up, we have a Draculaura Easter egg. When you open up the coffin, we can see the back of the door, and zoom in to one of the pictures, the Polaroid pictures. We can see two hands grabbing a little, award, a little trophy, right? And this, at first glance, I thought, okay, that could be anyone, Draculaura with anyone, but then I realized it's totally Claude. This is totally Draculaura and Claude grabbing a trophy. I guess they won something. Also, looking closer at the trophy, it says dance. So this is something to do with a dance competition. Now, the specific emojis used here also kind of reference perhaps a wider story plot that might actually appear in future, episodes of the season. Because as we see the emojis, one of them has a music tone, the other one has a bat, obviously, referencing Draculaura, and then the other one is of two ghouls dancing. So this is obviously a dance competition, but how much of the plot here is actually definitive? We already got the early synopses of some episodes leaked a couple months ago, and in one of those, the synopsis was of a dance competition where Draculaura and Claude were taking place. They were taking part in the competition, but because of some circumstances, Claude needed some help to dance up to par to get a good grade, get some good points. And so Draculaura put a spell on him, and then at the end they won, but she still had to, obviously confess that he was under a spell. That's the kind of like a jumbled up version of the synopsis, but judging by this little photo here, they do win, and it also seems that perhaps all ends well with them also starting to get closer and perhaps even start dating. I think so. I think this is very likely to be the start of a romantic relationship between the two characters in a new Generation 3 series, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to look like, how close they're going to get, and how quickly, because they look so cute in the show, and this episode is definitely going to help. It's definitely going to help them to get together and closer, and might just be the first stepping stone of many for their relationship. I'm very excited. The next Easter egg is found on the inside of Claudine's coffin door. Here we can see a Polaroid picture of two hands clapping. At first, I was like, okay, that's a pretty, random picture, probably has nothing of significance, right? But taking a closer look, the one hand is obviously Claudine. The other hand, again, is Claude. You might have recognized the pattern on the sleeve is a 1-to-1 match to Claude's varsity jacket that he's been seen wearing in these shows so far, especially because one of the sleeves is yellow and the other one is turquoise or something. They're like two-tone sleeves, and one of them is yellow, so this is pretty recognizable also with these scratch marks. That's not all, because in the background we have a mysterious plant monster that might just look even a little bit familiar to anyone here who's a Venus McFlytrap fan. Anyone? That looks very similar to Venus's pet. What's his name? I don't know. I'm sorry, I forget the pets' names. But even down to the little crack in the vase color, the exact same color, and then the actual proportions and design also look the exact same like the pet. So I think this is no coincidence. It's not a coincidence of design. Oh, it's like a similar plant monster. It has nothing to do with Venus. Girl, no. I'm telling you right now, this is some kind of tease or Easter egg to Venus's comeback in Gen 3. Then also looking at the caption, like little emojis in a Polaroid, we can see there's the hand emoji the hand emoji going like, I guess, clapping or something. And then we have a moon emoji, a skeleton emoji, and a plant emoji. Again, I feel like these emojis are referencing a future plot for an episode. I feel like this makes sense. The plant emoji is obviously referencing the plant monster in the background, but what else could it be referencing to? Again, I think Venus, it only makes sense. This could be Venus's pet in this new generation getting lost, getting found in Monster High. And maybe that's where Venus comes into play, noticing that her pet is lost. And maybe she was living in the wilderness because she didn't feel comfortable around other monsters because of her, weird powers or something. I don't know. They could play this off so many ways, and it's perfect. And I bet you that at the end, of helping Venus, this is the shot that we're going to see because everyone's happy now and they're all exchanging high fives. And this is the high five we see here. It would make perfect sense to me if this episode then later on has something to do with Venus. And again, the pet, this design is a 1-to-1 accurate replication of the original pet. So to me, no question, this is something Venus related, and I would get my hopes up if I were you, because we don't have any official, obviously, this is all just speculation, but I mean, come on. I feel like so far, these little emojis, these little pictures are definitely referencing future episodes. I'm telling you right now, and I'm calling it. Quick detour here, but since we're talking about Claudine already, apparently Claudine's hair is polypropylene, and it's not good. Thanks to @the Insider here for bringing awareness. It says, OMG Monster High, stop using polypropylene on Monster High dolls. We deserve to have dolls with good quality hair. They deserve saran. Now, right away, I am not a hair connoisseur. When it comes to doll hair, I'm aware that there's different hair types and different, hair qualities that are better and less popular. But I don't know any factual things of these different hair types, so I don't feel like I can really speak on this. I just thought this looked very interesting. And if you have this Claudine doll, please let me know if her hair is in fact really that bad of a quality, or if it's just sturdy. I did hear that the hair is quite sturdy. But to me, it sounds like they chose to use that hair type because they knew they had to achieve a crimped look and also be able to keep the crimps, if that makes sense. I feel like maybe that's why they used that specific hair type. I don't know. I feel like Mattel, every Mattel MJ, they all have different issues with these hair types, by the way. But I feel like specifically they sometimes use different hair types to achieve different designs and different looks. So maybe for her, Claudine, they used this polypropylene because they wanted to achieve a sturdy crimped look and they would stay crimped. Maybe it was just cheaper. I have no clue. Again, these are just thoughts of mine, but the comments are very mixed as well under this post. So I'm just very interested to see and hear again from any of y'all who have the doll or just are very much more well versed in this kind of stuff. What are your thoughts and like, yeah, can you shed some light? Because I'm confused. Moving on, did you know that you can actually hang up these lockers on your wall? I know, it says so here on the instruction manual that comes with every playset. And even if you couldn't, the actual lockers would still be really good reusable pieces because you can put stuff in them, keepsakes and stuff, so it would still be a good way of storing stuff. But the fact that you can actually hang these up and then display your dolls like that's genius. It adds more versatility, more variety to the way that you display your dolls. Also, I feel like this is definitely something for adult collectors because realistically speaking, kids are not going to care or even probably look at the instruction manual. They're just going to play with the doll, the accessories. So I feel like this is a really good way of telling that Mattel still cares about the adult collectors, and that's why they implemented this little feature, so it adds more variety and fun to the way you display your dolls, and it's just really fun. It just looks also really cool on your wall, also aesthetically speaking. So if they, and also we already know they're going to keep releasing Skulltimate Secrets. We already have 2 series confirmed. So just imagine a wall fully covered with these coffins, girl. aesthetics goals, please. G1 reference anyone? Thanks to @ZombieXcorn's story here, we can see a close-up of what seems to be the backside of the instruction manual, and it's depicting Draculaura in the locker, but drawn in the G1 Monster High art style instead. This, if anything, could just be an Easter egg or a reference to the old artwork style, art style, which, by the way, looks great. It's a weird mashup between Draculaura Gen 1 and Gen 3, because the body is Gen 3, but then the face is totally the old Draculaura, and I'm living for it. She looks great. Also, these specific rows of pink and black, totally on a point. But this could also be a reference to, again, a future G1, G3, multiverse situation like we've kept seeing teases for, and I keep saying it might happen. I feel like this could just be another tease for that eventual, plot to come in the future episodes. I don't know. It could just be for fun, and it probably is just an Easter egg. But if anything, this just fuels my will to believe that we're gonna get a multiverse even more. Next up, this shook me. It's a close-up of Frankie's heel, like on the clear boots. And on the heel, we can see a miniature, like little engraved scene of a Monster High doll being zapped to life. By the way, thanks to @Girlies and Ghouls on their story. This is some detail right here. That's really small, molded on detail on the heel of the boot on Frankie's boots. That's insane. I know that's so fun though. That's a really fun detail, and this is the kind of detail and quality that we're looking for, Mattel. More of this, please. I mean, bring back the old Monster High shoes. Monster High shoes used to be iconic, and with this shoes, now seeing this detail, this little added in detail, I definitely feel like it could come back. Monster High shoes could become iconic again. The next Easter egg can be found on the back of Laguna's locker door. In the one picture, we can see Laguna is sitting. She's also wearing her bathing suit, by the way. And someone has their arm around Laguna. Who could this be? Who could this mysterious person be? It's Gill. It's Gill, Gillington Weber. He is back, everyone. I know people don't like him. People just don't like Gill, unfortunately. I know they have some rough patches, but what couple doesn't have some difficulties in their relationship? I mean, look at Deuce and Cleo. They broke up and they got back together stronger than ever. So I definitely feel like Gill will get changed in this generation, and it will work out better for Laguna and Gill as a couple. Design-wise, we don't have an actual look at him yet, but from his arm in this little Polaroid, we can really tell that he has the same skin tone. It's still blue. He also has the same fish webs and so the finger webs, and so I think he's gonna look very similar, but he might look a little bit different. I think maybe his hair, fins, quote, will look different, maybe differently styled, but I think most of his change will happen character wise. Now, we also did get some leaks for episode synopsis for future episodes, and I made a video about that, but Mattel took it down because Mattel did not want people to know about what's going to happen in future episodes. But basically, Gill and Laguna both take part in a race, but only one of them can, I guess, swim in the finals or something. So that's where he's going to get introduced. It's all about a swim race, and that's also why there's a medal in one of the emojis on the bottom, because again, these emojis are hinting towards the episode plot. So I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like with Gill and Laguna back together. I feel like there's a lot of potential there for them to be a great couple. So I wish people were more open and more enthusiastic about it, instead of just saying Gill is like bad. No, boo Gill. Like, come on, let's be open here. Also, Laguna's wearing a very interesting amulet that I think we've already seen in the episode where Claude got introduced. So maybe that will come into play as well. Now, for Frankie's Easter egg, it's not really too obvious and it's more minor. Like here we can just see, it's just a picture of Cleo and Frankie sporting some new bracelets, and the emojis are like hearts in Frankie's aesthetic and in Cleo's aesthetic and a gem. So obviously it's about bracelets and something. Maybe that will also be a future episode, but what it's about, I'm not really sure. Some people did also think that that some pictures that were found on Frankie's locker door and Cleo's locker door might hint to these two characters maybe even being an item, because we did see in a synopsis for an episode as well that's going to take part to the Monster Ball, which our dolls are confirmed for that line, by the way, that Frankie wants to ask Cleo out because they have a crush on Cleo. So maybe all these Polaroids on these Skulltimate Secrets doors and all these the listings for the dolls, also because Frankie doesn't have a doll confirmed for the Monster Ball line yet. Maybe all of this is hinting towards that Cleo and Frankie might be an item. Maybe they might be an item, and maybe they might make their debut in this 2-pack, but this is all speculation, so I'm not sure, but still a very good talking point, because what else could this Polaroid mean, and what else could all these messages and hints lead towards? Speaking of Cleo, we do also have another Easter egg on the back of her Skulltimate Secrets locker door, which is the smaller Polaroid. The bigger one is the picture of Frank and Cleo. The smaller one has Tut, which is Cleo's new Gen 3 pet, a dog. But then next to Tut, we have Hisset, making her first appearance in Gen 3. So yes, Hisset is still canon in Generation 3 of Monster High. And this is, I guess, what her design is going to be like from now on. And thanks to also new listings of a Cleo with pets pack, I think it's safe to assume that that set of pets with Cleo will include Hisset, and she will make her first debut in real life. And I'm very excited because Hisset is a queen, and I was really sad when she got replaced, but thankfully she didn't get replaced. She's still here, and she's going to make her debut very soon. Those were all the Easter eggs / references that I could find, but if you found some that I missed, please let me know down below. But yeah, that was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the dollty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.